What to do when you have anxiety? You know, anxiety is something that all of us go through at one point of time in our lives. It could be right before a test, right before a big presentation, or if you're having a new change or new experience in your life, you're bound to feel anxious. That butterfly in your stomach is completely normal. But when this anxiety starts to affect your daily routine, your relationship, the way you perceive yourself, the way you perceive others, and anything and everything that you do, there seems to be a force that stops you. That's when you know that anxiety has gone a little too far away from where it has to be. That's when you know that you have to take action. In today's video, we will be decoding what is anxiety, what are the different symptoms that you probably don't know much about, but it is there and is associated to anxiety, the different types of anxiety, and what can you do at home in order to reduce the symptoms of anxiety which prevents you from living your life. My name is Vandana. I'm a counseling psychologist. I have a firm called Happy Lab wherein we provide one-on-one counseling, couples counseling, and employee-assisted programs. If you want to know more about what I do, don't forget to click on this link and check out our website. Now let's go on to the video. What is anxiety? Well, anxiety is a natural way in which your body prepares itself to address a fear or anything that is unexpected or something that you don't anticipate. So there are only 3 ways in which we actually respond to anxiety, and this is something that's there from the early man age. What are these 3? Well, it's very simple: fight, flight, and freeze. Pick any situation of anxiety. Say, for example, you have lost a lot of money and you have to repay your debt over a stipulated period of 12 months. A person can respond to it in 3 ways. 1, they work very hard and ensure that they pay off their debt. They could pull off night shifts or take up multiple jobs and ensure that the debt is paid off. There could be few other people who might probably run away from that particular situation, go to some other state wherein the bankers cannot find them and try to live a new life. Or they could probably be very confused and can take up multiple other loans from others in order to repay the debt that they already have, and it keeps mounting on. And sometimes they can go and speak to others, seek their advice without thinking, get into something that can actually put them into trouble. So if you notice the 3 responses, the first one spoke about the fighting sense. The second one spoke about the flight, wherein we are running away from a particular situation, avoiding that situation. And the third one, we spoke about the freeze response. So in freeze, we actually don't know what to do, and we often listen to others because our mind, our body is not able to respond to that particular situation. So we seek advice from others. If you feel that you have symptoms of anxiety, then note down, how do you respond to it? Do you respond by fighting the situation, running away from that situation, or do you freeze? Because this will help us to understand how we can curate a plan for you to address your anxiety in a better manner. And anxiety is not always bad. Sometimes it can also help you to become better. It can motivate you. But when it crosses a threshold, these 3 responses are something that we see at a heightened state. So note down, what are the responses that you generally do and to what extent do you do it? So on a scale of 0 to 10, rate down the extent in which you are probably fighting the situation, running away from the situation, or freezing in that situation. What are the different types of anxiety? It's not that one size that fits for all. There are multiple different types of anxiety that we all could possibly experience. The first one, generalized anxiety disorder. So this is basically the fear that we have for regular day-to-day things that we do in our lives. For example, it could be to probably send a couple of emails in work and say you don't do this particular task. You suddenly feel there is a huge weight in your back, and it's like if you don't send these emails, you tend to assume that you're going to get fired or something terrible is going to happen to you at work. So it's a normal life experience that you do, but you have a constant fear of the possible outcomes if you don't accomplish that particular event in your day-to-day life. Some of them could constantly keep worrying about what to cook for the next day. It could be a simple task, but somehow they find this to be something that is very, very important, and if they don't execute it, something terrible is going to happen. So only they constantly fear about day-to-day tasks. Panic disorders. It can seem like a heart attack because you suddenly feel breathless, your mind is foggy, and you just collapse because you don't know what to do and the fear has constantly taken over you. There is profuse sweating and there is that complete freeze mode that we get into. So panic attacks often occur when you hear something unexpected or you feel something has gone beyond a particular threshold. Let's take the debt example. Say the debt collectors are outside and they are threatening you. You don't have the money to pay them, but they're going to threaten you by saying that they will take away the house, they will basically stop your child's education, or they might go and tarnish your name in the office that you're working. So now this is something that is beyond and you really don't know what to do in that particular situation. So that's when you experience a panic attack. If you do not have any solutions in front of you, your body responds to the fear in the freeze mode. Sometimes it can also happen when you hear something very unexpected happen to your loved one. It could be possibly the death of the loved one, or if they've gone through any accident, or sometimes even you experience panic attacks during a breakup. Social anxiety. So this is basically the fear of being judged by others. We live in a society wherein we often want everybody's opinion about us to be good. And when there's even a small thing that says bad about us in the society, we constantly fear as to how people are going to perceive us. This is a normal reaction, but those with social anxiety, they nitpick every single thing that is being told about them. Say somebody tells them that you are a very good dancer, maybe your dress was not suiting that particular occasion or that particular dance. So they might have not really heard about the compliment. They're going to keep thinking that okay, they're a bad dancer, they didn't like the dance, and I do not know how to dress. So this is a little extreme or an exaggerated sense that our mind perceives. And probably because of this perceivement, they might not go and attend any social event or not go and meet that particular person because they're constantly afraid or they fear that this person who had not complimented them well is going to judge them terribly. And this is something that a lot of us in India do experience. In my therapy session, almost 20% of them do experience social anxiety. Phobias. So these are some intense fear that one holds for a particular object or situation. Fear of heights, fear of water, fear of lizards, and the list goes on. So this particular fear that one associates with is basically because of a past experience that they would have had, due to which they have held on to that particular experience and they don't want to repeat that bad occurrence again. And sometimes this fear intensifies to such an extent that it prevents them from doing the day-to-day tasks. OCD is generally associated to cleaning, right? But if you go deeper into understanding what is obsessive compulsive disorder, is that repetitive thoughts and behavior to reduce the feeling of anxiety. For example, when you keep your house clean, it's a good thing, right? But imagine if you're going to clean your house 20 times in a day because you feel that's how it's going to be clean, then you know that it's crossing beyond a certain threshold, right? So in these scenarios, the person is going to keep a count on how many times they have to do the behavior in order for them to feel that satisfaction. Or it could be a thought that they keep having repeatedly, and unless and until the thought is executed, they won't feel the sense of calm or peace. There are a lot of instances wherein people might check the lock that they have locked around 10 to 12 times. Generally, we would check 1 or 2 times, but people who are experiencing OCD might check the lock at least 20 times because they feel that after the 20th time only, they feel the satisfaction that the door has been locked and the house is secure. Health anxiety. This is something that a lot of youngsters feel these days. There is a constant fear of what is going to happen to their health. So generally what people with health anxiety do is they go to Google, check the symptoms, and even if one of them is associated to what they're experiencing, they're going to go immediately book an appointment with a doctor and check if they have that particular disorder. Let's take, for example, heart attack. So one of the symptoms of heart attack is you might profusely be sweating when you climb stairs. So if this person is experiencing that, then they feel that they have heart attack and they really want to take all the remedies possible to reduce this heart attack. See, it's normal to worry about your health, right? We all want to have a good lifestyle and we always ensure that health anxiety. This is something that a lot of youngsters feel. So there is an obsessive worry about their health, even though reassurance has been done that nothing is going to happen to them. Say for example, this person has googled about symptoms of heart attack, and one of the symptoms is profuse sweating when you climb up stairs or when you do any kind of physical activity. So this person, say if they're experiencing that, then they're going to go to the doctor and check whether they have heart attack. But in spite of the report saying that you do not have any symptoms of anything wrong with the heart, the person is going to worry that they might get heart attack, and they take every single precaution to ensure that that doesn't happen. So they might alter their lifestyle, they might even start taking certain supplements in order to ensure that this heart attack event doesn't occur in their life. And even if remotely something close to that happens, then there is intense fear about they're going to die or something terrible is going to happen to them. So the fear of getting the disorder is severe in this scenario. So we discussed so many different types of anxiety. So do you feel that you have any one of them? If you feel you have any one of them, then please note it down, because what we're going to discuss in the upcoming section is really going to be helpful for you to address it. What are the things that you can try at home in order to reduce the feeling of anxiousness? So one of the most popular technique is grounding technique. Any therapist that you go to would recommend this as the number one go-to technique for anxiety. You know why is that? Because it's so simple and easy to do. Basically, it is using your sense organs, right? Because when you use your sense organs, you're pulling your mind to come to the present. During anxiety, you're either thinking about the past or you're worrying about the future. So in order to still your mind to the present, you use your sense organs. So how do you use the sense organs? Well, it's very simple. Whenever you're experiencing that anxiousness, try to look around you and notice the different colors. For example, there's the door in front of me, which is brown in color. There is this very cute panda which is changing colors and it's currently yellow in color. My camera is black in color. So like that, try to notice the things that is around you. So what you're doing is you are pulling your mind to the present. Then try to notice the different things that is around you that you can grab. For example, my laptop or the panda. So each of these have different temperatures, and when you touch these different temperatures, automatically you yield to the present. You can also try to observe what are the different smells that is there in this particular space, or how is your heartbeat. You can touch your heart and feel that particular heartbeat so that you know that your heartbeat is racing fast. So what can you do to reduce it? Maybe breathe in and breathe out. So these are certain small cues that can help you to come to the present. The second technique that I'm going to teach you is a little interesting one, which I read it pretty recently, and it's called as chocolate meditation. You heard it right. We use chocolate in meditation as well. It's very simple. So basically you can pick up a chocolate. Again, it works on the principles of grounding and mindfulness. So notice the chocolate, notice the color of the chocolate, see what is written on the chocolate. So over here it's written Alpenlibe Gold, more caramelly, more tasty, caramel toffee, it's vegetarian. Then open it, hear the sound of the chocolate, see the texture of the chocolate, smell the chocolate. So there are two layers over here. How does the chocolate feel in your hand? Is it sticky? And then you eat the chocolate and notice the taste that the chocolate gives out. So if you notice, again, you're doing mindfulness over here. You're trying to bring yourself to the present. So you can do it with chocolate, with any food. It's even called as mindful eating. So whenever you're anxious, say probably you know that you're going to receive a bad news. So you can take up a chocolate, practice this mindfulness so that you're in a much more calmer state to receive this news. Or whenever you are going to present something to your boss and you're really nervous, then at that point of time also you can practice this chocolate meditation. Something very simple, easy to access, and can really help you to calm your nerves down. Another technique that I want to give you all is repetitive drawing. Again, it's similar to meditation. So if you notice, all of the techniques of anxiety, the main purpose or aim is to get you to the present. For some, meditation works. For some, chocolate meditation works. For few others, grounding helps. For few, probably you need to see something in front of you because you're more of a visual person. So for you, repetitive art can be a go-to strategy. It's very simple. You can take a sheet of paper and you can pick up any symbol or object of your choice. I would always suggest infinity because it's simple. So you draw the infinity multiple times. Keep tracing it again and again. So when you do this, again you're stilling and calming yourself down. For people who are experiencing OCD or people who are constantly overthinking, then fact checking is another very powerful tool that can help you to manage your anxiety in a better manner. So now, what is fact checking? In the example that I gave you for OCD, locking the door 20 times will ensure that the thief doesn't come in. Now asking yourself, checking the door 20 times, does it help you to prevent the robbery? If you check the door one time, do you think robbery gets prevented? What is the purpose of checking it 20 times? So you will have a logical explanation to this, but decoding this explanation with the fact. So if you lock the door one time and you check it one time, the result is going to be the same as you locking the door once and checking it 20 times, isn't it? So asking yourself hard fact-based questions can help you to reduce the symptoms or challenge the thoughts that you have to make you reduce the symptoms of anxiety in a better manner. Well, these are few tools that I have which you can use it in a very easy manner. If you feel that these tools are not enough and you want more, then you can definitely seek professional help. My firm Happy Lab is there for you, and all you need to do is go to Google, type happylab.app and book a session with an expert who will not only help you to understand your anxiety better, but also give you tools which are practical and are taken from the inspiration of modern therapy tools. Anxiety doesn't define you. Whether you take these small steps or seek professional help, every small thing that you do to help yourself to understand anxiety and lead a healthier and happier life, every step counts. If you like this video and found this to be informative, don't forget to share this with your friend, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you.